Hello folks, this is Wrestling Showdown again right here on the W3L network. Thank you for joining me, thank you for hitting the subscribe button, and I'm sure our appearance at Edinburgh Comic Con has been whetting your appetite for more live W3L action, and we've got it for you because on April the 20th we're going to be in Buckhaven. May the 10th sees us going to Edinburgh, then on May 31st go down to England, in particular into Guiseley. June the 1st, that's the following day, will be in Newcastle. June 2nd has in Stockton-on-Tees, and then on June the 14th we are back up in Brogsburn. All of these events sponsored by our good friends at Crafty Connoisseur. And if you want to sponsor a W3L event, or maybe you know somebody who does, get in touch with us via our website. We'll tell you how you can do that. But let me tell you about what you're going to be seeing, because Buckhaven and Edinburgh are going to be playing host to the 2019 edition of the toughest tournament in all of pro wrestling, 7 Deadly Sins. For the first time in history, we are splitting the event across 2 completely separate events in 2 completely separate months. Last year, we had it on consecutive days. This year, we're giving the wrestlers a 20-day gap in between rounds of the tournament. How will it affect 7 Deadly Sins? You'll find out by being in both Buckhaven and Edinburgh. I'll tell you how you can do that in just a bit. But 7 Deadly Sins, in case you don't know what it is, it's the toughest tournament all of pro wrestling. We take 7 wrestlers and split them across 4 rounds of tournament action. Round number 1 is a battle royal involving all the participants. The winner gets a bye into the semi-finals. The rest of them have to compete in the quarter-finals, which will be fought under strict 10-minute time limits. The semi-finals are fought under submission rules, and then the final of the tournament is an anything goes last man standing match. And if you can survive all those rounds of tournament action, all those different stipulations, then your prize is to get a shot at the Heavyweight Championship in the main event of Resolution 13 later this year. So it's high stakes indeed, so come along and see us at 7 Deadly Sins. And speaking of the Heavyweight Championship, who's going to be the champion come Resolution 13? Could be one of these 2 men that we're about to see, because the current title holder, Tenacious Johnny Lyons, is about to defend his championship against Dickie Divers. Can Divers, not long after losing the Wrestling Showdown Championship, win the Heavyweight Championship? Or will the reign of Lyons continue? Who can tell? Let's go down to ringside and we'll all find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, this contest is a singles match set for 1 fall and is for the W3L Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first of all, your challenger from Raccoon City, weighing 205 pounds. This is Dickie Divers. And introducing his opponent, coming to us from the Glen office and weighing 230 pounds, he is the W3L Heavyweight Champion, Tenacious!
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Fordyce here with you on Wrestling Showdown, and we have got the Heavyweight Championship up for grabs. As the referee holds it up in the air, it's Tenacious Johnny Lyons taking on Dickie Divers. Divers, of course, the former Wrestling Showdown champion, the first man to ever hold that title, won the tournament last year, became the first champion, and held up until Remedy this year. I'm sure you've seen it. It's up for free on the W3L network. And on the first part of Remedy, Divers faces his former tag team partner Taylor Bryden, and as you can tell by Divers' waist, Bryden got the victory, took the championship away from Dickie Divers at Remedy. However, that was not the end of the story. Just 4 weeks ago right here in Wrestling Showdown, Divers interfered in Taylor Bryden's first Wrestling Showdown title defence, hit him with a chair, knocking him out, making Bryden unable to break up the match-winning pinfall that saw the Exile Luke Aldridge becoming the brand new Wrestling Showdown champion. So Divers has got other things to contend with. I mean, he was supposed to be facing Johnny Lyons, but he's walked away. I mean, surely he's not going to give up this heavyweight championship opportunity. But he's we've seen Divers over the years likes to dictate the pace, just determine how he wants the match to go on. Oh, he's returned. You can see on the side of your screen there. And Lyons holding the ropes and coming in. And you might be wondering as Divers breaks the count and leaves again. Just making Lyons wait for him, just dictating the pace. You might be wondering how it is that Divers can go from being Showdown champion and losing the title to getting a heavyweight championship match. Well, it was initially signed before Divers lost the Showdown championship to Taylor Bryan. So at one point this could ended up being as a champion versus champion match. But since Divers lost it, there was apparently talk that management were going to cancel this match for him. But Divers has spent the past couple of weeks arguing with management and his lawyers on the case, saying that the match was signed, so therefore he should still get this heavyweight title match despite not being Showdown champion. And so eventually management said, well, fair enough, if Lyons is happy to face you, which he is, then you can have this title match. And so that is what brings us to this contest here this week in Showdown. So we're finally getting some action. Divers for the standing switch, just pushes Lyons right in the corner and goes straight for the back. That's a good tactic. We saw last year Lyons' back was giving him grief. I mean, 7 deadly sins last year. I mean, that's on the horizon this year already. Can you believe? Look at the agility of Johnny Lyons. He's a big, powerful guy. He's able to hold himself upside down. And Divers charged him, but Lyons moved. Lyons rolls over the top, nearly loses footing, but goes up and gets Divers. Kept his foot in that one, swinging heads, and Divers wrapping himself around the referee. That's not a wise move. Don't know where he's been. Lyons get up ahead of steam, and for all that Divers stalled at the start of this match, it's not benefited him in the slightest. Oh, as I say that, Bandeira's Johnny Lyons on the ring apron, but gets greeted by that big punch. Oh, and Lyons, once bitten, twice shy, it looks like. Went for another shoulder tackle to the midsection, but this time Divers kicked him. Oh, Lyons catches him. And Divers face first onto the apron. That's a nasty landing because he falls onto the floor. As you can see from the sides of the ring, it's just a wooden floor, it's a sports hall, so it's not a lot of giving it. Divers lying flat on the floor, referee making the count. Oh, hang on, Lyons across the ring. Oh, Divers just trapped him and just flattens him, wraps him up in the ring apron, and they're just stomping away. And Johnny Lyons got caught out there. Divers asking the referee to make a count. Well, he can win the match, definitely. He can win by counted, but he can't win the championship because it doesn't change hands via count out. So maybe Divers knows something that we don't. Referee's now up to 6. Johnny Lyons pulling himself up. Some help from the fans. Divers is content to wait. Was it 8? Probably got a count out. As he'll be about to lose this contest. Oh, slides back in. And I wonder if Divers knew that. I wonder if he thought Lyons was going to be able to continue. And Lyons has had to drag himself up from under the ring, climb back in. Divers has just stood in the corner. And maybe he's not entirely worn down, but he's certainly regained some stamina and some energy, you would think. And it's certainly given him the advantage because he had the higher ground. So he's able to catch Lyons as he came in, and now to throttle him on the ropes. Divers appears to be in the driver's seat. Oh, but Lyons tees off on him. And a big right hand by Divers. See how he shakes it. It's a damage it did to him. And a huge chop that'll take the air out of Lyons' lungs. And retaliates to one of his own. Oh, and Divers goes straight to the eyes. I mean, Johnny Lyons has defended his title against some top quality opposition. I'm sure you saw him defending against Craig Stevens back in November here in Showdown. About 5 weeks ago he took on Johnny Storm. It's to be a massive test for anyone, and Lyons managed to come away with a victory there. So I mean, Johnny Lyons certainly has the pedigree to be the champion. Of course, oh, hang on, Divers for a cover. Lyons defending against Luke Aldridge at Remedy. And Lyons bouncing back from that by winning the Showdown Championship, so it worked out for him in the end. Divers in firm control of that chin lock. I'm sure you've heard, of course, that I see Lyons, every time he tries to pull Divers' hands away, they just smacks him in the head. Which I'm sure you've heard by now, because he put the video out online. But Johnny Lyons said he intends to retire at the end of the year, and he wants to retire as the heavyweight champion. Nobody's ever done that in history. So he wants to leave W3L with the championship around his waist. So Divers cuts him off the clothesline, and cuts his head over the clothesline. So don't think that because he's eyeing up the finish line that he's taking it easy. Johnny Lyons wants to go out on a high and wants to go out with that championship firmly strapped around his waist. So every match becomes important for him, and he's going to do everything to retain that title. And so far he's done a good job of it, but as Divers drops the knee across the head, things may not be going Johnny Lyons' way. Kicks out with the knee drop. Divers just telling the referee should have got a 3 count there, but the referee said it was just a 2. The Divers arguing with the fans, and that allows Johnny Lyons to get him with the inside cradle. That's good to end it, but it does not quite yet. And see Divers immediately after him. Lyons barely got the chance to stand up, and Divers nailed him, knocked him back down, and keeps on the offensive. Divers, the inaugural Showdown champion, 4-time tag team champion. He's never held the heavyweight championship yet, and it could be this week, you never know. Here we go, and down goes Divers, face first right in the canvas, where Lyons landing on him as well. That's not pleasant. Referee applying a count of 10. Which man is going to get up first? He will gain the advantage, or either man gain the advantage if they get up first. Well, they're both stirring. Divers is slightly rattled, it looks like. Both men having to use the ropes to get up. It's the shades of 7 Deadly Sins last year. That last man standing match that Johnny Lyons was in against Joey Legend. Had to use the ropes to get himself up. And you heard him call it. Tenacious gun. That's twice in a row now. Divers has been dropped face first at the mat. Referee goes for the cover, but just rules as a count of 2. Divers still able to keep going here. And what will 7 Deadly Sins bring this year? Who's going to be involved? Who will get the victory? And who will march on to resolution? Johnny Lyons got ahead of steam. It's resolution 13 this year. Will it be unlucky for some? Very possibly. Lyons has Divers where he wants him. But it just gives him a count of 2. And Johnny Lyons has managed to turn the match in his favour, but he's not quite put Divers away as of yet. These two men met at 7 Sins last year in the quarterfinals. Lyons, oh hold on, referee got squashed in the corner, and Lyons gets dropped on his head with that German suplex. And clearly inadvertently the referee squashed. And now Divers has got the opportunity to do, well, goodness knows what, but he can't win the match because the referee's unconscious. Used to have also met a tag team match at our Showdown Summer Spectacular back in 2017. Divers has grabbed a chair. Obviously he's going to do more damage to Lyons. He can't pin him, can't get a submission because the referee's unconscious, but he can't injure him further. So he rams the chair right in the midsection and across the back of Johnny Lyons. And for a man who's had back problems certainly last year, that's not going to be good. Divers in for a cover. The referee slowly stirring, inching his way across. Here goes Taylor Bryden. Taylor Bryden has come into the ring. He's got hold of the chair. Oh, and he's nailed Divers. There's a receipt. That's from the Showdown Championship Triple Threat match. Divers did that to Bryden. Now Bryden says turnabout's fair play and just smashes Divers in the head. Lyons just checking on the ref. He'll need up if he wants to win this match. Divers stumbling to his feet. Lyons don't think he knows what he is. Hits a line cutter. Manages to catch Divers. There's a referee right in position. Slaps once, twice. And 3 times this match is over. Johnny Lyons retains the championship. And Taylor Bryden, watching on from the entranceway, sees Dickie Divers lose that title opportunity. He just did to Divers what Divers did to him. I'm sure we've not heard the end of these two men's issues with each other, but this week on Showdown, Johnny Lyons is still your heavyweight champion.
With some little assist there from Taylor Bryden, we see Johnny Lyons retaining the heavyweight championship, and he'll head towards 7 Deadly Sins with a title around his waist. But will he retain it after 7 Deadly Sins? Who will be getting that heavyweight championship opportunity in the main event of Wrestling 13? You'll find it by being at 7 Deadly Sins, of course, the toughest tournament of all pro wrestling. 4 rounds of action, each with different stipulations. You don't win it, you survive it. And it's going to be amazing. We'll tell you just who's going to be involved in 7 Deadly Sins on all of our social media platforms in the next week or thereabouts, so stay tuned to them. And of course, if you want to come along to 7 Deadly Sins, which is happening in Buckhaven and in Edinburgh, you can do so by buying your tickets. And it's not just for those events that we have tickets available for, because remember, we're hitting Guiseley on May 31st, Newcastle on June 1st, Stockton on Tees June 2nd, and then back up in Broxburn on June 14th. And of course, 7 Deadly Sins, as I've already told you, goes down on both April 20th in Buckhaven and May 10th in Edinburgh. To get your hands on those tickets, go to our website, W3LWrestling.com. Sign up to the mailing list while you're there, get your tickets, and make sure that you're going to be part of 7 Deadly Sins. Give us a like on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, join us over on Instagram, subscribe to this channel as well, and then make sure you use the hashtag W3 Wrestling Showdown. Who should be part of 7 Deadly Sins? Who do you want to see in the tournament? Who do you think will win the tournament? What's going to happen? Get in touch with us and let us know. And then make sure, after you've got your tickets, after you've joined us on social media, you'll find out who's going to be part of 7 Deadly Sins in the next week or thereabouts. So make sure you follow us there. And then come back in 7 days' time. I'm going to bring you more awesome wrestling action, more news about 7 Deadly Sins, and a whole host more right here on Wrestling Showdown.